Hello, world. Welcome back to another edition of Not Just Candle Talk. We have another guest today, Felicia. Hey, Felicia. How's it going?
Hey, how's everything going? Good.
Good,
How are
good,
you?
good. I'm good. I'm good. Everybody, welcome, Felicia. Today's episode is going to be entrepreneurship versus a 9 to 5. The differences, um, if there is any differences. I'm just going to talk about it real quick. So you down with that?
I'm down for it. I can talk about anything.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I guess the first question would be, is there a difference, uh, a big difference in entrepreneurship and working a 9 to 5? And if so, what
I
are the
think that there's a
differences?
huge Yeah, I think there's a huge difference between entrepreneurship and 9 to 5. When 9 to 5, you literally get up, you go to somebody else's business establishment, you work for them, you make them money while making your money, but you're making loaf coins. Okay. But then with entrepreneurship, like you can make your own business, you work your own times, you see how you want things to go. You've also worked the 9 to 5 job, so you can make those type of differences for your own business as well. So I think those are the main differences.
Those are the main differences. Your time. So time management is
Mm.
is well, I think time management is a big difference in entrepreneurship and 9 to 5, because you once you're on the clock, you're on somebody else's clock. uh you're at their mercy, so to speak. And time management and entrepreneurship, if you don't have if you don't manage your time correctly, that could cost you your reputation, money.
hmm Yeah, for sure. That all can tie into something, but also it's like when you're at 9 to 5, you got to kiss ass. When you're not at 9 to 5, then you don't because you're the boss. So,
You know what though? Honestly, even when you're an entrepreneur, you still got to kiss ass. You really do,
mm,
because especially if you
yeah.
have like a service business,
Mm.
you it's it, that's your client. Now customers. What they say, the customer is always right. We all know that's not always the case, but uh,
Yeah,
to keep
but you have to make them feel entitled and that they did something in order to keep your business going.
it,
Because if people get that word of mouth, like, oh yeah, well he was, that person just wasn't nice, or they, went back and forth with me. You lose business based on that. So you gotta go with that motto. That's
Mhm.
pretty trash.
Pretty much. Now, are you an entrepreneur or are you a 9 to 5er?
I am a 9 to 5er. I don't think that I have the mental capacity to do my own business. Like I feel like that's a whole other level
Mhm.
than just working a 9 to 5. Because then you have to worry about the logistics behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
And that's just not me. I have worked in jobs where I was kind of in between, being a part of the company and then also being a 9 to 5er. And it just wasn't me. Like knowing the whole background. Because when
Mhm.
you're just a 9 to 5 worker, you really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You just work in, you're always in the dark.
Mhm.
But when you see that middle ground, it's a lot of flaws. So I just don't.
Okay. Do you know people who are either or both 9 to 5ers and entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs? Do you know any people like that? And if so, can you give some insight?
I definitely think that I know people that's in both, just
Mhm.
because, like, entrepreneurship takes like a big chunk of time to perfect your craft. So, but in order to put money into that, you have to be that 9 to 5 worker
Mhm. Yeah,
in order to provide for that business that you're pursuing. But
absolutely.
I feel like if you don't start from the bottom in a 9 to 5, then you're you're not going to do the best for your employees, for your customers and stuff, because you really don't know. You just been handed this business and you just
Mm-hmm.
call yourself an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think I know quite a few people that work 9 to 5 and are trying to go for a business as
Me
well.
too.
But then I've seen people that it's been blossoming for them, like they started a business and now they're out of that 9 to 5, but at least they have the experience and the knowledge that they got from when they worked 9 to 5.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm the same. I know people who do both. And the way the world is set up now, I think a lot of people do both more so than
Mm-hmm.
just straight small businesses and that's all they do because of the capital that's needed to keep the business going. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
another big difference in the verses of the two is the capital that you need to even sustain or keep your business going.
Yeah.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
big
Yeah.
part
It
of
takes
it
a lot of work.
without
Mm-hmm.
getting in too much debt. Right? Without because because you have to pay for everything. Even when you have employees, you have to pay for insurance, payroll, everything, marketing,
Mm-hmm.
advertising, all of that stuff. So yeah, you have to, even if you don't start off having a 9 to 5 with your small business, you might have to dive into a second job or third job just to maintain the capital behind the scenes um, things that you have to pay for.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, because it's just a lot. That's just a lot of, I don't know. I couldn't do that type of thing like you said, expect like to make like my own business. That's just not me. I'd rather just go to my job, make my money, and just be done with it. So,
Clock in, clock out, and deuces.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much. It
Because
is.
I
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying because I also have seen like when people are entrepreneurs, like my last job that I was at. It's just that they make everything seem great on the outside, but when you look on the inside, it's just a lot of drama. There's just a lot of different opinions. You probably deal with all types of opinions all day long. Money is always a big factor. It's too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
I uh I was just talking to somebody the other day about I used to work at a bank and a lot of business accounts came into the people that had business accounts came into the bank and I was just surprised at how um, so many people mismanaged their business banking because they really did not
Hmm.
know how to manage that part of it. And
Hmm.
I learned a lot working in the bank and watching people with small businesses come in, and the mismanagement of money is a big factor too. It could be a
Yeah, yeah, I definitely saw that during my last job. 100%. Like you, okay. So I used to work for an autism clinic. Not gonna say like what the name is, but I used to work for an autism clinic, and they make so much money to do all these things. Like for each session is worth thousands of dollars. Okay, and I was a part of a small business, and the fact that you brought up the mismanagement of money, I really don't understand how they were going broke. I don't understand that either.
mm,
But also, that's why I'm not an entrepreneur because
it's a lot.
that's just too much.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
a
just
lot.
don't understand where, yeah, don't understand.
It's yeah. It's like I guess it would be the same thing as like if you wasn't an entrepreneur, just take that out for a minute and you just going to work and you paying your bills, right? People
Mhm.
mismanage paying bills all the time. And it's basically the same thing. It's just doubled when you have your own. So you have your house
Mm-hmm.
bills and you have your small business bills. And if you mismanaging one, you're probably mismanaging the other one too. For real. Because
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you can't be thriving at one and not mismanaging the other. It's just it wouldn't make any sense. Wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. Because you're always gonna come up short somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah, I used to see it.
So,
I used to see it all the time. Used to see it all the time working
mhm.
in a bank. Um, I think also um working a 9 to 5 is as stressful as being a small business owner. It really is. I've done I've done both for a long time. And it depends. Well, I'll put it like this. It depends on what job it is. But a 9 to 5 can be just as stressful as having a small business, I think. I really do. I've seen, you don't think so? You don't think so?
I would have to like agree to disagree on that one because it's like okay, 9 to 5, like literally, I don't have to worry about like anything that's going on at that business at all. I'm just a worker. I literally probably found the job somewhere on Indeed, Glassdoor. Like they're
Right.
looking for me.
Right.
But
But that's true. So you're the type of person that will just go in, do their job, and leave, not getting mixed up in the. I'm talking about dealing with other workers, the dramas of the circles at the job. You never experienced it, so you looking at me like I've never experienced it.
no. I mean, like, no. Like, I have
And that's a good
experienced that
thing.
before, and that's probably why I am the way I am.
Okay. You
So,
said
yeah, like
you said you haven't experienced or you
I
did.
have,
Okay.
I have experienced that before, but that's also the reason why I am the way I am about just going in, do what you got to do,
Okay.
make your money,
Fair. That's fair.
and yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Because, like I said, small business owner, you're looking at LLCs, you're looking at buildings, you're looking at where it's a good location
Yeah.
and all the rest of this stuff. I just got to come and drive. And since we live in Michigan, just don't slide anywhere. Okay. Like, it's all I got to worry about, But I mean, I kudos to people that actually do those type of things because creativity is crazy nowadays. So kudos to people that do have small businesses for sure.
Okay.
And I do really support small businesses too. So
Okay.
they usually have better products. They usually small businesses usually have better products than the high class, you know, places that we see every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I have appreciation for those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
I am a firm believer that small business is the main driver of a lot of things in the economy, and people just don't get the recognition for it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because there is better products with small businesses. It's a fact. Better quality, better products. You just don't have the money to put behind it like the big companies do.
Mm-hmm.
But the big companies, when they put big money behind stuff, they get trash product. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100% too, for sure. But it's like, I mean, I don't know, because I guess like when you're a small business owner, especially if you're selling something that somebody else can just get something easily somewhere else, then you got to think about like competition, prices, and quantities, and looks, and if
Mhm.
it looks good, if it's gonna catch an eye, and then you got to sell yourself making Facebooks and Instagrams, TikTok.
So, mhm. Oh, I think I lost you there for a minute. We're back. We're back. Can you hear me?
We're back. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that,
But
folks.
I was just no, you're good. No, I was just saying like the competition wise, it's just like you got to make sure everything looks good. You got to make sure like it's gonna sell. You got to sell yourself. TikToks, Facebooks, Instagrams, way more duties than a 9 to 5er has to, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So it's like somebody that has a small business, like, man, is it even worth it? Is it even worth going through all of that? But I think the biggest thing is doing what something you enjoy doing could, outweigh the stress of doing the, like you said, doing the TikToks and the Facebooks and, the networking
Mm-hmm.
and all of that stuff. If it's something that you love to do, it won't seem as bad because it's a lot of things you can do out here, right? A lot. It's so much
Mm-hmm.
competition. But I think if you stay close to the things that you really enjoy, just like with a 9 to 5, if you stay close to a 9 to 5, something that you do in your job, everyday job, that's close to something that you like or enjoy a little bit, it takes the stress away, I think.
Yeah, it does. So I would say because I remember when I was working at my job, like I was thinking about taking that next step forward in like my career path. But also, I guess like when you do 9 to 5, you realize some things that you actually really do not enjoy and things you do enjoy. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I think everybody should start from the bottom and then work themselves up to the entrepreneurship or having their own business. I really do.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times we get away from uh, our first loves of things. Like, because everybody has something that they have a first love of. And once you get away from that, that's when everything just becomes repetition and boring. And you start looking for other places to go, other jobs to seek out, and stuff like that. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I believe that if you turn your hobbies or your passion into a money maker, you can't go wrong. You can't because it's not like work.
Yeah, and then I feel like with type of making a business, you have to wonder, or you have to think about like, okay, is this going to sell?
Hmm.
And also, it's because okay, everybody makes food. Now it's just like now you got to make it taste a little bit different than the
Hmm.
guy down the street. Like I throw some lime on it or something, because
Hmm.
it's like there's so many different things,
Right, 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 right.
and it's just like there's so many of the same products, and you have to personalize it, and it's just so much work. But
Hmm.
yeah.
That's true.
Mm,
The competition is fierce, but the competition is fierce on both sides in a small business and a 9 to 5.
yeah.
The competition is
Mm,
but the only difference is you as a worker, you don't see the competition. You just like, I'm just going in here to do my job. But there is competition.
mhm,
For instance, how you brought up food. So somebody who has their, like, doing catering, their own little catering thing, yeah, they have competition. And then somebody who actually works in a restaurant, that restaurant is competing with whatever other restaurant is on the other corner. It's just
mhm,
we don't pay attention to that when we're working for somebody. So when your manager or whoever owns that business is on their employees, it's because they know the manager and the and the owner knows that competition on the other corner.
mhm.
We want y'all to be as good, but people don't workers don't look at it like that. And like, they're micromanaging me. I hate this place. It's like
No,
they're go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say no. I did think about like okay, so when I was thinking back to your comment about like how entrepreneurship and 9 to 5 could be similar, I was thinking okay, like a 9 to 5 worker, okay, yeah, you don't have to deal with the logic, like the behind the scenes of it. I get that, but also I guess there is competition when you're even like applying for the job, the wages.
Hmm.
Wages is a big thing because it's like okay you get hired then at one wage and then next thing you know you're making friends with somebody you're talking to them and the next thing you know you find out they're making more than you is the why so I can see like why that could be stressful and then the way that the economy is these jobs aren't really giving out big raises at all
Hmm.
so I guess it could be stressful because it's just like now you have to revamp your life so you can make more money and provide for yourself so it's a lot. Working in
Hmm.
businesses is a lot.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but we continue on, right? We because we this is what we do. This is what we
Yeah.
do to
Mhm.
put food on the table. Either whatever you're doing, bottom line is you got to put food on the table, pay your bills. That's what the bottom line is.
Yeah. Yeah. Bills.
that's a whole that's a whole nother subject we're gonna save for another day. But
Yes.
so I guess so you have any questions for me? Let's switch it around. You have any questions for me?
Mm, how do you? Because I know, I would say out there in the world, nobody knows, but this is my sister, so I know her very well. So, but I was like, she failed to mention that, but it's okay. But I do wonder, how do you
Oh,
manage? Just kidding, she's great, but so it's
thank you.
like, yeah, no problem, girl. But I just wonder, how do you deal with having your businesses, because you're into candles business, you've had other businesses, over the course of your life. How do you manage that plus going to work? Like, how do
Okay.
you do that? Because I couldn't imagine doing both, because I'd be dead tired.
hmm So yes, I'm tired a lot of the times, but I think for me is time. Going back to when I said time management. Time management is
Mhm.
definitely at the top of my list of anything I do, not just business wise, but throughout, just my life in general. I incorporate
Mhm.
time management. That is my friend. Not saying that I'm just like uh, a stickler for things, but I set aside times for certain things that I have to do throughout the day, and I
Mhm.
stick to that, right? And that's probably my biggest thing with doing the business, candle business, and actually working.
Mhm.
I cannot stress that. And then you have to be, and not only that, but you have to be a disciplined person, right?
Yeah.
My day starts at 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes. But
Mhm.
that's me. And it's not for everybody, right? So you have to be disciplined, time management, things that you would do if you were a manager somewhere.
Mhm.
I use my calendar a lot. I make notes a lot, you know. I just try to be
Mhm.
like a very disciplined person. That's the only way I could do it. That's it.
Well, so let me see. I'm going to say, what's another question I've always wondered about you and your businesses? Out of all
Okay.
the businesses that I would say, she's a prime entrepreneur here. Okay, so, but which out of all the businesses that you have ever been in, or been a part of, which one was your favorite one?
By far the candles.
The candles. Oh yeah.
By
Okay,
far
let
the
me say
candles.
that should.
Yeah, by far the candles is my love. And matter of fact, we were just on podcast and we celebrated our four years being in the business with the candles. So we're 4 years strong. Not even planning to be 4 years strong, but here we are. But by far the candles, and that's because I'm able to be
Mhm.
and that's because I'm able to be creative, right? Like I couldn't do anything that I'm just like looking at numbers all day, and that would just drive me bonkers. So that's why when I say doing something that you love or something that's close to your heart as a passion, that is definitely one of the things that I would say um, helps me in the things that I do.
Mhm.
Because most of the time, most of the things that I do is because I'm passionate about it, right? So
Mhm.
the candles. So to answer your question, it's the candles for sure because I'm able to be creative
Yeah, I
for
can see
sure.
that. All the
hmm
different types of scents, and
hmm
I like that. I like that a lot. Hmm.
hmm
Trying to think, what else would I like to know?
right ahead.
And do you have any other future business endeavors that you plan on um, pursuing?
Mm, as of right now, no. I think I'm
Okay.
pretty. Yeah, I'm done. I've had a roller coaster of things I've tried, and it's been fun.
Hmm.
Um, but no, I think right now I'm just gonna the things that I'm doing right now is what I'm sticking with. I don't have any desire to venture off because I like what I'm doing. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I think I'm
Yeah.
no more switching up. Whatever I'm doing now, I'm done. This is it. This is it for me. This is it for me because I'm happy. I'm happy at what I'm doing. So
Oh, that's good. I love that for
hmm
you. Yeah,
so
I don't have any. Oh, sorry, reason.
oh go ahead.
I would say I don't have any business ventures, but as you know, like I'm looking for work and I'm a good 9 to 5er. That's what I'm looking for in my life. Because I know I didn't mention what am I doing with my life, but like for the like past 2 years, I was working for autism clinic as a training coordinator as an RBT. So I do know the 8 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour days, and
Mm-hmm.
it can be stressful. It really can be stressful. It's just that I don't think that I have to worry about as much as what other people have to worry about. But
Mm-hmm.
it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So what are your future plans? Because what are your future plans with your career right now? If you want to talk about
I'm
it.
looking for something. Oh, that's good. I would say I'm looking for more because I've learned that I have a love for administration. Anything that has to do with the computer, anything that has to do with like graphic design or some type of way, shape, or form. I'm very good with like Excel, Microsoft. So I want to go more and more into like administrative positions. So
Mm-hmm.
currently, since I'm now currently laid off, I'm looking for more of administration position,
Mm-hmm.
just to like go up in the world. Actually, I'm looking at more jobs where I can travel because like I've been looking at jobs so I can go to like Texas and Florida and stuff like that, just to like broaden my horizon, meet new people,
Mm-hmm.
get opportunities, network. I love networking. I'll talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
Me too. Me
you just
too.
never
Yeah.
know what you can do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So because especially if you go to different places and you start talking to people, you start getting to know people you don't even know who you're talking to half the time, and they'll be like, "Oh well, I got X, Y, and Z." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I
true.
want to network and like just get my references up, everything like that. So that's
Okay.
my next steps.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. At least you have a
Mm-hmm.
plan. At least you have a plan.
Yeah.
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 At least you have a
Mm-hmm.
plan. And like you said, networking is huge. Networking is huge. I find myself
Mm-hmm.
networking more now than ever. Instead of going to
Yeah.
networking events, it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's like I'm networking more now than I did when I was actually at networking events because for some reason, I don't know, it seemed like it was just so mechanical. It's just easier to just strike a conversation with somebody and then next thing you're exchanging information. Like, wait a minute, where did this come from? I like that type of networking as opposed to
I
the
guess
the events.
that could be another thing with entrepreneurship versus 9 to 5. Like 9 to 5ers, we really don't have to. I mean, you have to talk to people, but you don't have to talk to people all the time. Like literally, I've seen people like literally straight face their way into work, straight face their way through their whole shift, and then straight face back to their car to go home. But then when you're an entrepreneur and you're a boss, you have to be so personable. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. Like
Hmm.
you have to, even if you're having bad days, you would just have to be that person. Otherwise, other people are just gonna leave. You're gonna get bad reviews, and
Hmm.
so yeah, it's a lot of work. Kudos to everybody with a small business or big business, whatever you
Hmm.
have.
You know what though?
Hmm.
Since we're talking about networking, it uh, because I think even if you're at your 9 to 5, right? You still
Hmm.
can you still can network. Now you might not call it that, right? So say like you are talking to someone and someone new that just started working at your job, right? And you find out that they work a second job and they start telling you
Hmm.
about the second job, right? And now it's like, oh, wait a minute. You do this at this job and you get paid how much? Are they hiring? You know what I'm saying? You're going to ask
Mm-hmm.
that, especially if it sounds like something you're interested in, right? So now you like, so that person is like, yeah, they might be out, I'll let you know. That's a form of networking. But you're at work,
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's
Yep.
just the connection you get with somebody, but you don't call it networking at work. But I've done it plenty of times. Talk to somebody
Mm-hmm.
at my job and find out, whatever I needed to find out, but we don't call it that because of the setting, right?
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, but
Yeah.
it happens. Just talking to people, you just never know. Or they might
Mm-hmm.
say, "Hey, I'm making more money at this job. I'm just doing this one because I'm trying to save for my vacation." You know what I'm saying? And you end up going to their job making more money. It's just like you never freaking know.
You never know. That's what I love about that. Or like, it's like I said, anybody that you meet, they can just change your life forever. You never know.
Hmm.
You really don't. So, something I've been watching on TikTok lately was I don't know if you heard this guy. His name is Keith Lee. He's
Mm-mm,
from Detroit.
mm-mm,
So he literally started his TikTok from the bottom, just like making food reviews and everything. So now he's really big in the food industry, tasting world, or whatever you want to call it. And um he called into this restaurant who was a small business that nobody really knew about, and they didn't know that he was coming to his shop. So he called in the food. They didn't know it was him, but they like customer service was exceptional. So then, like, he posted it on his TikTok, and now that business has so much business now because they were behind on their rent. Now they're making 5 times that just for
wow.
networking, but being themselves, even though they didn't know that a celebrity food tester was coming to their business. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it just changed your life.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
That's
mm-hmm.
interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting. That's
I
a
also I actually like Keith Lee. I don't really watch too many influencers, but I think that one he might be a good like an actual influencer, not just these dumb people. Just makes money off of dumb videos. Like what?
okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like hearing
Mm-hmm.
stories. I like hearing stories like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I know we're going to be tight on time uh
Oh, okay.
right now. I'm gonna wrap it up in a minute. Yeah, I'm looking at my little timer, getting short on time. But so is there anything else you want to add on to our little chat here? Or anything else? Because I know when we get to talking, it's like we go. We go.
I know. I was like, we were talking about entrepreneurship, and then it almost went to something else, and then you were like, wait, 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 wait. I'm like,
Reel it
this
in.
happens all the time, people.
Yes, that's
But no,
true.
I think I hit I hit all the points that I thought about that topic specifically.
Hmm.
I don't really have anything else to say about that, but
Hmm.
this was a really good combo. I enjoyed
Me too.
it.
I appreciate you coming on and blessing us with your enthusiasm on the topic and your insight on the
Yes.
topic. I appreciate it. If you ever want to come back on, just let us know and we can get it popping. We can talk about something else business wise, entrepreneur, whatever the topic may be. All right, everybody. So this
Yeah.
is we're going to wrap this one up, and I appreciate Felicia again for joining for the little chit chat. And I will see you guys next time. Now, Felicia, I wanted to ask you before we go though. Um, did you want me to throw your handles in the podcast or no?
So is that what his handles? Is that like social media or
Yeah.
something like that?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. So you can follow me on TikTok at Fefe Class, FEFEKLAV. So I make videos on there. I make funny memes. You can come and follow me. I'm just learning